The next morning felt wrong, too quiet, too clean, too empty. John Shankuk entered the office with his usual cold expression. But the moment he stepped inside, no loud "Good morning, Eagle sir," no dramatic spinning in the chair, no unnecessary singing at 8 a.m., just silence. And somehow it irritated him more. A few seconds later, the office door opened softly. Nayan entered, holding a tablet and coffee. Professional, calm, perfect posture, exactly what he wanted. Good morning, sir. Shankuk nodded once. She placed the coffee down neatly. Today's schedule has been updated. Your first meeting moved to 11. Okay, that's all. And she turned to leave immediately. Shankuk looked up slightly. That's all? No random story? No necessary comments? No showers? The silence stretched awkwardly. Nayan paused near the door. Do you need something else, sir? Shankuk immediately looked back at his laptop. No. She left quietly. The door clicked shut. Silence again. Shankuk stares at the untouched coffee, then frowned slightly. No vanilla smell. Black Americano. Right. Because Nayan didn't know, he secretly prefers vanilla latte when stressed. Wrong knew. Shankuk's jaw tightened instantly at the thought. He picked up the coffee anyway and took a sip. Too bitter. Outside the office, employees whispered nervously. Everything feels scary today. There's no singing. I miss song already. One employee sniffed dramatically. The office lost its sparkle. Inside, Shankuk tried focusing on the work. Really tried, but every few minutes his eyes drifted toward the door unconsciously, like he expected Tong to suddenly burst in, yelling nonsense. But nothing happened. Instead, the door opened quietly again. Nayan entered holding files. Sir, this contract required your signature. She stopped slightly. Shankuk was staring absent-mindedly at the tiny plant at the window. The emotional support plant. Tong forgot to take it. Nayan noticed it. Ah, so that's why the office felt strange. Shankuk cleared his throat and looked away quickly. Leave the files. Yes, sir. She placed them down carefully. Then before leaving, she hesitated briefly. The coffee tastes better with one little less syrup. Shot. Shankuk looked up sharply. Nayan adjusted the file calmly. Thong told me yesterday. Silence. Then she added quietly. He said you prepared not to like sweet things. And for the first time that morning, Shankuk completely lost focus on work. After Nayan left, Shankuk stared at the coffee for a long moment. Then slowly he added the vanilla syrup packet, sitting beside it. One sip, damn it, it really did taste better. Shankuk leaned back in his chair with a noise. Because somehow, even after leaving the office, Kim Tong was still there, everywhere. The plant near the window, sticky notes inside drawer, a random smiley face drawn on yesterday's schedule. Shankuk opened a file and froze. A tiny note was stuck inside. Don't skip lunch or I will haunt you. Silence. Shankuk immediately closed the file again outside the office. Employees suddenly became louder. Laughter echoed faintly from down the hallway. Frowned. Then he heard it. Tong's laugh. Bright, loud, high, happy. Shankuk's hands stopped moving instantly. Another laugh followed. Hosyo. Shankuk clenched his jaw. A few seconds later, the office door opened quickly. Nayan stepped inside again. Sir, Director Chung inquired the partnership report. Shankuk signed the papers coldly. Take them. Nayan accepted the file. But before she could leave, more laughter echoed from outside. Even Nayan glanced toward the hallway this time. Then Tong's voice. Ho Young, no! Followed by louder laughter. Shankuk's pain stopped. Silence. Nayan blinked slowly at the broken pen in his hand. Shankuk calmly placed it down like nothing happened. Bring another pen. Yes, sir. She turned to leave but paused near the door. Sir? Shankuk looked up immediately. What? Nayan spoke carefully. You know, Tong talks more when he is uncomfortable, right? Silence. Shankuk frowned slightly. When does that mean? He was nervous around you. Shankuk stared at her. Nayan looked down briefly before continuing. He tried very hard to make your office space less cold. Something twisted painfully in Shankuk's chest, because suddenly every annoying thing Tong did looked different. The singing, the jokes, the random snacks, the tiny plant. the constant talking. Not because Thong wanted attention, but because he wanted Jungkook to smile. Nayeon quietly lowered her eyes. He cried in the restroom yesterday. Jungkook froze completely. What? He thought nobody noticed. The room fell silent. Jungkook slowly looked away, and for the first time since the swap, regret hit him properly. Meanwhile, on the other side of the building, the marketing department was experiencing collective suffering because the shouting human being was already difficult enough. But now there are two, and together Jung Usok and Kim Tae were an actual workplace disaster. Good morning, my corporate students. Hoseok burst out of his office dramatically. Right beside him, Thong slid across the hallway wearing sunglasses indoor. The vibe today are immaculate. Employees looked exhausted already. It was only 9:07 a.m. One worker whispered weakly, I miss peace. Another whispered back. We used to complain about Director Chung. Now there's two of them. Inside the office, music blasted loudly while Hoseok and Thong argued over presentation theme. No, listen. Thong insisted seriously. The pie chart should sparkle. Hoseok gasped. You got me. An employee nearly looked a second away from resigning. Meanwhile, poor Nayeon sat quietly in the corner, reviewing document for Jungkook's department, occasionally glancing up like, now, how are both of them alive? Hoseok suddenly jumped onto the couch dramatically. Team meeting. Employees gathered nervously. Thong walked in carrying colorful markers like weapons. Today's goal, he announced it proudly, is emotional branding. One employee blinked slowly. What does that mean? We make clients feel things. Hoseok slammed the table excitedly. Yes. Another employee whispered, I need a raise. Thong suddenly turned it toward the whiteboard and wrote the huge letter, Make business sexy. Silence. Nayeon nearly choked on photo. Hoseok stared at the board with tears in his eyes. That's art. Employees looked traumatized. One quietly opened the job searching website, and somehow things became froze. Cause Hoseok discovered Thong could dance. Wait, you know this choreography? Of course I do. 5 seconds later, both of them were dancing in the middle of the office while employees sat there suffering. One employee muttered, This is not a company anymore. Another answered, This is a circus. Thong suddenly grabbed Hobie's hand dramatically. Hobie Young, we should make company TikToks. Hoseok gasped loudly. Why didn't I think of that? Employee, no, too late. Hoseok already pulled out his phone. Meanwhile, outside the office door, John Jungkook stood silently holding partnership documents. He had come personally because Nayeon was busy. But now, he could hear Thong laughing loudly inside. The kind of laugh Jungkook hadn't heard in the office for days. Hoseok's voice followed. You are literally my soulmate. Thong laughed harder. We are iconic together. Jungkook's grip on the file tightened. Inside the office, Thong looked genuinely happy, carefree, comfortable, bright, like he belonged there naturally. And somehow that hurt Jungkook more than he expected. John Jungkook stood outside Hoseok's office for a few seconds longer. Inside, more laughter, Thong's laughter, bright, comfortable, effortless. The kind Jungkook hadn't heard directly at him in days. Young, you are literally insane. And you love it. More laughter followed. Jungkook's jaw clenched hard. His grip on the partnership document tightened. So much the paper crumbled slightly. Then without entering, he turned it around and walked away coldly, quickly. Employees passing by immediately lowered their heads because his expression looked terrifying. The elevator ride up felt suffocating. By the time he reached his office, the frustration inside him had already turned ugly. The door slammed open violently. Nayeon looked up from her desk slightly startled as Jungkook walked past her without a word. A second later, crash. Something shattered inside the office. Nayeon blinked slowly, then another sound bang. She quickly stood up. Inside the office, Jungkook ripped off the tie angrily before throwing a file across the room. Papers scattered everywhere. His laptop shut harshly. A glass fell and shattered near the wall. Why was he this angry? Why did seeing Dong happy with someone else feel so unbearable? Why did Oseok voice beside him sound so wrong? Shankuk gripped the edge of the desk, breathing heavily. Then his eyes landed on the tiny plant near the window, the motion support plant, still sitting there quietly, healthy, alive. Dong had left it behind. Shankuk stared at it silently. Then, in frustration, he grabbed the pot roughly, like he was about to throw it too. But he stopped. His hand froze midair. The office suddenly felt painfully quiet again, and all he could hear inside his head was Thong's voice. It cleans negative energy. Shankuk looked down at the tiny plant for a long moment, too long. His grip slowly loosened, and for the first time since the swap, the anchor in his eyes started looking dangerously close to something else instead of anchor. A soft knock echoed through the office, but John Jungkook didn't respond, didn't even look up. He just stayed there in silence behind his desk, still holding the tiny plant carefully in his hand. The shattered glass remained scattered across the floor, files everywhere, papers crumbling. The office looked like a storm had passed through it. Nayeon slipped inside. Her eyes briefly scanned the maze, then silently she still started cleaning. No questions, no reaction. She calmly helped the cleaning lady gather the broken glass first, then picked up the scattered document one by one, shooting the wrinkled edge nearby. The only sound in the room was paper shifting softly and the occasional drink of glass being collected. Meanwhile, Jungkook remained emotionless, still staring at the tiny plant in his hand. Nayeon glanced at him once, only once, then quickly continued arranging everything back in the place, the desk, the file, the fallen pens. Everything returned to perfectly order little by little, completely opposite to the Shahs sitting silently in front of her. After a few minutes of cleaning, Lady bowed politely and left. Only the two of them remained. Silence filled the office again. Nayeon adjusted the file neatly into the place before speaking softly without looking at him. You didn't give Director Jung the file? Shankuk's finger tightened slightly around the plant pot. I forgot. It was obviously a lie. Nayeon knew it too, but she simply nodded once. Then she notices something near the overturned file stand, a tiny yellow sticky note. She picked it up quietly, a small doodle smile face stares back at her with messy handwriting underneath. Don't stress too much or you will become bad. Thing. Nayeon looked toward Shankar silently. He still hadn't moved, still staring at the plant like it carried answer he couldn't understand. She walked over slowly and placed the sticky note carefully beside him. Shankar's eyes shifted downward. The moment he recognized the handwriting, something in his expression cracked slightly. Nayeon finally spoke up again. You know, Shankar stays silent. He made this for every file you look at stressed holding. Shankar's eyes flickered. Nayeon continued while fixing the crooked edge of the desk papers. I threw most of them away because I thought they were unprofessional, a small fuss. But the office was strange without them. Silence. Shankar slowly placed the plant back onto the desk carefully this time, like something fragile, then leaned back on his chair and closed his eyes briefly. The moment the room was finally neat again, perfectly clean, perfectly organized, perfectly quiet, and somehow it had never felt emptier. A few moments later, the office door suddenly opened. Good evening to you, see. Kim Tong stopped mid-sentence. His eyes slowly scanned the office, the cleaned floor, the arranged file, the strange silence. Meanwhile, the second Jungkook heard his voice, he straightened in his chair instantly. Too fast, his eyes locked onto Theong immediately, like he couldn't quite believe he was actually there. For a second, he just stared quietly. Theong blinked awkwardly. Did I miss something? Beside it is, Nayeon smiles lightly while organizing the last few papers. Oh, she said calmly, it's nothing. Tong looked between them suspiciously, then frowned dramatically. Fate. He pointed at Nayeon. What are you doing in my boss cabin? Nayeon raised an eyebrow slightly. You forgot the secretaries are swapped now? Tong froze, then gasped softly. Oh, a bus. I almost did. Shanku's gaze never left him once, still staring, still weirdly silent. Tong finally noticed. Sir? Nothing. Sir, why are you looking at me like that? Shanku spoke quietly before he could stop himself. Are you real? Both Thong and Nayon stared at him confused. Thong blinked repeatedly. What? Nayon immediately stepped in smoothly. Oh, no, Thong, he said calmly. Mr. Chuan made by Director Chung sent you instead of coming himself to meet his friend. Thong instantly relaxed. Oh, then he smiled brightly. Hobie Young is busy cracking another $1 million deal, so he sent me. Nayon's eyes flickered slightly. Hobie Young, so natural, so easy. Meanwhile, Shanku saw tightened invisibly. Thong walked further inside, holding the file casually. Then suddenly bushed after, noticing how perfectly arranged the office looked again. His eyes softened immediately, a small butterfly smile appearing on his face. Now, this looks perfect again, he said softly while looking around the room. Then he turned it toward Jungkook with a polite smile. Isn't it, Cheon sir? Silence. Complete silence. Because for the first time since knowing him, Thong had called him Cheon sir. Not eagle, not grumpy boss, not dramatic nicknames, just formal distance. And somehow that hurt Jungkook far more than he shouting earlier ever did. Kim Dong slowly looked around again. Everything was perfectly arranged now. The file aligned neatly, pens organized by size, not a single paper out of place. No colorful sticky notes, no stolen candy wrapped hidden inside drawer, no shows. It looked exactly like the kind of office Yon Jungkook always said he wanted. And for some reason, that realization stung more than Thong expected. A small awkward smile appeared on his face as he rubbed the back of his neck slightly. Wow. Nayon quietly continued arranging a file, folders, while listening silently. Thong looked toward Jungkook again. I guess this is better, right? Jungkook furrowed slightly. Thong frowned at a tiny plan. Clean, organized, professional. His eyes moved around the office slowly. He always complained my desk looked messy. Shankar stayed silent. Tong walked closer to the bookshelf, absent-mindedly fixing one slightly tilted frame. I used to leave everything everywhere. A quiet chuckle left him. And you used to get annoyed every single day? Nayon's movement slowed slightly, because even though Tong was smiling, his voice sounded smaller today, softer, less alive. Tong looked around one more time before speaking carefully. So, he asked lightly, I hope you are liking the environment now, sir. The sentence hit harder than Jungkook expected, because Tong wasn't talking about the office anymore. He was talking about himself. The silence afterwards stretched painfully. Jungkook opened his mouth, but no words came out, because the truth was standing right in front of him. Yes, the office was cleaner now, quieter too, more efficient. Exactly what he thought he wanted. But now every corner felt cold, dead, empty, and the person who used to fill it with warmth was standing there smiling politely like a guest. Nayan quietly lowered her eyes. Even she could feel it now, a distance between them. Tong noticed that Jungkook wasn't answering again, and this time he didn't wait for one. He simply smiled softly to himself and nodded. Once, like he understood everything already. Then he placed the file gently on the desk. Hobie Young said, This needs your signature. Shanku hated hearing that name from Tong's mouth now, especially with that smile, especially knowing someone else was now getting the version of Tong he used to have every day without realizing it's what. Tong stepped back politely. Then I will leave now, Cheon sir. Again, Cheon sir. The former words sounded painfully wrong, coming from him, and before Jungkook could stop himself, his hand suddenly tightened around the tiny emotional support plant again. The moment Thong returned to Jungkook's office, the smile disappeared completely. The office was empty, and the second the door clicked shut behind him, Thong's shoulders dropped. He slowly walked toward the couch before sitting down happily. Then the tears came, fast, like he had been holding them back for too long. One tear, then another. Soon they were falling endlessly down his cheek. Tong quickly covered his mouth with his hand, trying to stop the sound escaping him. But it hurts too much. Shanku silenced his words. Why can't you be more like Neon? The perfectly clean office, the formal, she answered. Everything hurts. Tong laughed bitterly through tears. So stupid. He wiped his face quickly. Why am I even crying? A few minutes later, the office door suddenly opened. Bobby Young hesitated with Hoseo stopped instantly. His smile disappeared because Young was sitting there, quickly wiping tears away with red eyes. Hoseok's expression changed immediately. Concern, panic. They shut the door quickly behind him. Hey, Tong immediately stood up too fast. Bobby Young, he posted a laugh. Wow, you walk quietly for someone dressed like a traffic light. Hoseok didn't laugh. Instead, he walked closer slowly. Why is my little blood crying? Tong's voice twitched slightly. I'm not crying. Your face is literally drowning. That's dramatic. You have, in fact, me fit drama. But Tong saw rejection. Hoseok held him tighter, one hand rubbing his back gently. And to his own surprise, his eyes filled too. Because nobody who loved this brightly deserved to feel unwanted. Chung Hoseok held Kim Tong a little tighter for a moment, grounding him as his breathing slowly broken into uneven sobs. Listen to me, Hoseok said softly, wiping his tears from Tong's cheek with his thumb. He doesn't hate you. Tong shook his head immediately, trying to pull back even though his body didn't move. No, Young, you don't understand. I do. Tong voice cracked. Nayeon threw away my sticky notes. Hoseok blinked. My candies. She arranged everything. He laughed weakly, but it came out broken. And Jungkook didn't stop her. He just let it happen. Hoseok's expression shifted slightly. Young's eyes lowered. Young, he didn't stop her. Uppers. Then, now tell me, isn't he happier like that? Hoseok frowned instantly. Tong continued, words spilling faster now. He told me that day, he can't be. Why can't I be like Nayeon? His hand clenched slightly. So, look at him now. Everything is peaceful, clean, quiet. A shaky breath. And I used to leave everything messy. I used to talk too much. I used to. His voice broke again. Don't you think he is happier with her than me? Seok pulled back slightly, just enough to look at him properly. His voice turned firm. It's not like that. Tong looked up immediately. Yes, it is. No, Hoseok said gently but seriously. Maybe he is pretending. Tong frowned through tears. Why would he pretending? Hoseok didn't answer immediately. Instead, he studied him carefully, then asked it quietly, "Do you like him?" Tong froze. I don't. Hoseok raised an eyebrow slightly. Tong looked away too quickly. Hoseok sighed. So you do? Silence. Tong's fingers tightened on Hoseok's blazer. I don't know. Hoseok softened it again. Voice quieter. Then tell me honestly, do you really think he likes it? Tong wiped his face quickly, trying to steady himself. I saw it. Hoseok shook his head. No. Tong looked confused. Hoseok stepped back, slightly holding his shoulder again so he could see him clearly. Did he tell you he likes it? Tong hesitated. His mind went blank. Shankuk never said he liked it. Never. No, he whispered. Hoseok nodded slowly. Then believe me, a buzz. He didn't like it. Tong brows furrowed slightly, confused and hurting all at once. Hoseok continued softer now. In fact, his voice dropped. He is missing you bad. Tong let out a bitter, broken laugh through his tears. That's impossible. He can't miss me. Hoseok didn't back down. Tong shook his head again. He always wanted me gone. Hoseok's eyes narrowed slightly. That's not true. Tong's voice cracked again. You don't know that. Hoseok sighed, frustrated but gentle. The way he always talked about you. Tong blinked. Hoseok looked at him seriously. It's impossible. He doesn't like you. He tapped Tong's chest lightly. His tongue only remembered one name. Tong. His grave softened again, and only Tong.